All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. As you're gonna, you love to come in the Elegbete One of Sports. On the show today, I want to hear from you, and then you have the opportunity to call in on the show today. You can call in. The number to call in is 07025 and then if you want to send in a message on WhatsApp, it is 08034277165. I really hope to get a lot of WhatsApp messages and phone calls on the show. Let's talk about this African Nations Cup matches that we've seen, tactics wise. When Ganatra was here, we were saying that, the team does not have pattern. We've seen quite a number of games so far in the African Nations Cup. My question, have you seen pattern in any of the teams? Because it was one of the conversation that I kept having under Ganatra, that African players and African teams are difficult for you to come into the conversation of that pattern. And I know the European football, people like Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, Julian Nagelsmann, have spoiled our taste for football. But you need to transition. It's like when you go to a 5-star hotel, let's say you go to Radisson Blue, or you go to the US or Dubai or Paris, and you eat those 5 course, 10 course, 15 course meals, and then when you come back home, you're expecting your parents or your wife, whoever, whatever the age you are in, to cook exactly what you ate. The croissant that you ate in France, in Paris, you want it to be your breakfast in your house, or the whatever combination you had at any of the top 5-star hotel. You all of a sudden want your egg now to be fried that way, your bacon to be prepared that way, Hello, you didn't marry a chef, okay? High-power chef are the ones that are cooking those food, so you have to understand. It's the same thing with our players. I saw Senegal play yesterday, and I was like, where the hell is that blistering speed, devastating Sadio Mane? He wasn't there. And then the argument, the game was played in the afternoon, the weather is hot, all of that. But then we should have seen flashes. He wasn't there at all. There was nothing. Idrissa Gueye was. And then they were playing against one of the worst Burkina Faso team that we've ever seen in the history of the African Nations Cup since Burkina Faso started coming to the African Cup of Nations. But that didn't change the fact that Sadio Mane and his teammates were not there. And I like the argument that people come up with, like, 3 of the star players were missing, and one of the star player that was missing is Edouard Mendy. Now, come on, how does Edouard Mendy, a goalkeeper, impact or affect a game that is being played with your team controlling possession more than the opposition? You look at the Senegalese team. They had Keita Balde, Sadio Mane, Dyer up front. Those 3 players are top European-based players that should be able to give any other team a run for their money. Then you have Idrissa Gueye, you have Coyote and Sarr from Watford. Okay, these are top-class players again playing in Europe. And then you have Bello Traore, Diallo, Cisse, and Mbaye at the back. It was a 4-3-3 formation, playing against a Zimbabwean team that have Shimowane, Takwara, Hadibi, and Basere at the back, with Manzongwe playing as a holding midfielder in front. It's not like Senegal in 2002, 4-1-4-1, the formation that the Bruno Messi used when he was the coach of the late Bruno Messi used when he was the coach of Senegal. And then you have people like Wadi, Mosana, Benyu, Kangwa, and then Dube up front. Now the thing is, when you look at this Zimbabwean team, practically nobody of note. Okay, people are there because of that. They played together. We didn't see that togetherness in their team. They just sat back to defend. And my producer was showing me something this morning talking about formation. I wish you could tell me on WhatsApp so that I can read it properly. Anyway, and it was funny. It was funny in the sense that it just expresses the feeling, the way I feel about African football currently. No pattern, no tactical input. It's a case of, boys, you're already here. It's the African Nations Cup. We're sorry for inconveniencing you. I'm just imagining that this is a team talk in the dressing room before the game. We're sorry for inconveniencing you. We know that you are supposed to be in your regular season right now, playing for your clubs in Europe and earning your big salary. We cannot even pay you all of that. We are really stressing you. But please, boys, go to the field. When you get the ball, you know what to do. Just get it going. I once spoke to somebody who played for the Super Eagles under Christian Shuku, and what he's got to say, I just asked him, I said, what was the team talk? I like to hear that. What was the team talk in the dressing room? What are the things, the tactical input of the coach, the nuance, the the things that the coach says to you guys when you're on the field, and things that I hear, like Christian Chukwu will go this way, boys, you know you are here already. It's time for this game. When you get the ball, give it to a coach. He knows what to do. And that's the team talk. That's the tactic. So I don't know if it's on Twitter or on Instagram, but somebody, I think it's Twitter. Yes, on Twitter, Edmond Oris tweeted and said, there is no tactics in African football. None of that. There is just playing the ball into the net anyhow. Okay? And somebody, Kito Bouncing. Okay, Kito Bouncing, I said, anyhow football is another form of tactics. We just have to give it a name. And Mr. Nice Boy, Sojourner Trademark, said the tactics of Africa is Gidigbo press. So, I mean, as much as I want to get you guys to send in your goodwill messages, what you have, what kind of message you have for the Super Eagles, let's talk about this a bit. For those of you that have seen the African Cup of Nations thus far, okay, from the first game to this to yesterday night's game, what is your take on the Nations Cup so far, tactics wise, players, you know, the players' way of play and system, you know, that you see? I think met expectation, like, okay, yes, this is what I was looking for. Because I saw Ghana and Morocco play yesterday, I was like, okay, previous games have not lived up to expectation, not because they are not good enough, but maybe because the teams that have come in are not really, you know, not the teams that you expect to do something well. So maybe that's why. And so before the what's it called, the Morocco Ghana game, I was like, yes, it is time. But then I wanted to tweet it, and then I deleted the tweet because I could also get disappointed, and I didn't want that to happen. So I waited and like, okay, let me see what happened. And I was highly disappointed. Maybe, on the other hand, it is actually my standards that are too high. It is my expectations that are too much. I am just being childish. I'm just being two-way critical, overtly critical. I need you guys to have your take on this one. 07025000069 is the number to call. Call in and tell me what you think. What is the standard being? And don't take it from my mouth. Don't take my word for it like, oh, okay, everything you said is correct. No, give me your own take. What angle you say it from. Maybe I'm really too critical. Maybe I'm over expectant. Maybe I'm pushing the buttons too far. I want your take on this issue. Like, tell me what you think. Have the African Cup of Nations lived up to the billings? I mean, we saw the Euros. Some of us who spent sleepless night watching the Copa America, we saw the Copa America. Even when small teams played against each other, we saw how it went. So I need to know, as the African Cup of Nations, and only one game have produced more than a single goal. The games have been producing, apart from Cameroon, Burkina Faso, that, you know, aided by 2 penalties. These games that we've had have been producing single goals. So for 90 minutes, we can't score more than a single goal. And for me, that's, I don't know. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good
Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Henry Johnson this morning.
Henry Johnson, let's get your goodwill message to the Super Eagles and also your take on the African Nations Cup so far.
First off, I want to wish the Super Eagles good luck in today's match. As much as they do the needful on the pitch.
Yes, sir.
I want to wish them good luck. And then on the Nations Cup thus far, I think the issue with us, Africa, is the fact that we still don't know that we are Africans. We think because we go to Europe and play, we see what is happening in Europe, all of a sudden we become Europeans, we have become South Americans.
Yeah.
African kind of football is different from the European kind of football. Because there are some of these countries that are in this tournament that 80% or 90% of their players are home based. They are based in Africa.
Yeah.
Which their pattern of play has always been the goal. Kick and follow, jam body, who get power pass.
Okay.
So you now feel that you go out, you have gone to Europe, you are coming back, you are having a coach who is based in Africa, who has the mentality of Africa, coaching your national team, and then you now expect things that is happening in Europe, that the way Liverpool is playing, you now expect Senegal to play that way, or the way Manchester City play, send Nigeria to play that way. It's a different kettle of fish. It cannot work.
Oh.
So the earlier we get used to this, the better for us.
All right, thank you very much, Henry, all the way from Alausa. I would love to have another person's perspective, another person's take to this conversation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
My
good
name is
morning.
Precious.
Oh, Precious, the professor. Good morning to you.
Good morning, boss. Yeah. So quickly, let me sink my feet into the Nations Cup discourse.
All right, go ahead.
I think that African football, every continent here have an identity. They have a style of play
Yeah.
that is predominant with most of the teams in their region. You know, Brazil, in their glory days, were known for flair football.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of the aesthetics that's got to do with the game. If you look at the other side, there is Argentina. They play similar style of football, though a little bit more physical than the Brazilian style. So you look at all of the teams in the region, they play very similar style. Well, unfortunately, Europe came and they tried to start imposing their style on every other person. So the Brazilians had to start playing direct football like the Europeans, like the English. You know, when it comes to Africa, predominantly the style of football here is physical football. There's really hardly will you see an African nation cup that is redeemed with a lot of flair, step overs, and all the rest of them. Maybe if you travel back as far as Ghana, Nigeria, 2000,
Yeah.
we see stuff like that. I think most of all those players football ended with the likes of El Hadji Diop back in the day. But then, what more recently, I think 98% of the emphasis in African football has been on power. And you wouldn't blame them. If you go to the grassroots in Africa, how do we train players? You find that most of the time, coaches way more emphasis on the physical fitness, running around the field 50 times and all. And there is little or no ball work. Very, very little emphasis on ball work. Very little emphasis on technique. That's why the average African player goes to Europe and they start learning football like they're learning it at first. They even have to start teaching them how to fall on the pitch, how to dive. They have to start learning all of these basic things. So it becomes evident at the senior level when we come to the Nations Cup that, hey, the basic thing is missing. And that's why in this Nations Cup, there's hardly any tactical input. Most of the game has been played long balls into the channels. If the winger is fast enough, they latch onto the ball, you create magic from nothing, and then a goal comes in. There has hardly been any through ball, maybe two pass through the middle, dissecting the centre backs. And it's been very, very much missing in the games we have seen so far. And that's why we're having the binary score like 0-1, 1-0, 0-1, 1-0. But I'm really hoping that probably starting from Nigeria's game today, it will be better. The excuse before now in some previous stuff has been the quality of the pitch. Is this, is that. But kudos to Cameroon. The pitches I have seen on
The pitches are fantastic.
Very, very good pitches. We can't make an excuse for the pitches this time. We have been playing bad football. Football that is an eyesore. That's what we've been playing. Yeah, I've had to watch the game because duty demands that I watch the game.
True, me too.
That value that has not been. I think it's been easy. It's easier to watch Greece of 2004 Euro Championship than watch a lot of these African teams. Yeah. So one other thing I've noticed also is the commitment level from a lot of the Euro-based players has been poor. Let's take Traoré, for example, at the Burkina Faso team. Traoré is a very fast player. Traoré is the kind of player who likes to run in behind the defenses. Traoré never did any of that in the game Burkina Faso played with Cameroon. Traoré was always asking for the ball to fit because running behind the defenses means stretching himself beyond the usual. It reached up beyond commitment from a lot of. I've seen most of these players duck out from 50-50 challenges. You know, the kind of tackles that PSG Gaya will dive into in PSG. You see him in the Senegal game, duck out of those challenges. You know, you see Sadio Mane making those crazy runs, beating 1, 2, 3 players. Mane made that kind of run just once throughout the game they played. And very, very unusual of a player like Mane to be that quiet in the game. Even if he's not scoring, he's disturbing the back line. So, but I think that in fairness to these players, we don't know how much insurance covers them when they get injured. For example, Michael Owen got injured playing for the English national team some years back. He was on wages of £110,000 at Newcastle. The English FA took 50% of that pay. If a player like Sadio Mane gets injured on national assignment, does the insurance cover as much as half his Liverpool wages if Liverpool decides to take that issue on?
Obviously not.
So it's a very, very difficult thing for me to criticize the players for not committing enough, because if you break legs, now you get yourself for a year for you.
I agree with you on
that. Back to you now, boss.
Thank you very much for that one.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.